Welcome to the Ananda podcast. I'm Sammi.
And I'm Dylan. If you are on a journey to becoming the best version of yourself,
and you want to create a life beyond your wildest dreams, you're in the right place.
Let's dive in. Okay. So 62% of Americans describe their stress as very or somewhat elevated during the holidays, while only 10% reported no stress, according to a Harvard study.
I want to know what those 10% are
the
doing.
10%, guys, help us find them because we need to study them.
No, but you know what? Here's the thing though, right? Because the holidays are supposed to be the time where you're chilling and you're having good times with your family and you're full of joy and love and giving and laughter.
Yeah,
it's like
Hallmark
that's what
movie,
it's
right?
supposed to be.
It's supposed to be.
So it sucks that it's actually more stressful for so many people. So it's like, how do we make it not stressful? How do we make the holidays what they're supposed to be? There's so many things we could do, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, so how are we feeling ahead of the holidays? What I want to talk about is our evolution.
Okay.
For the past
8 years.
10 years together. And then before
9
that.
years.
My experience of the holidays has drastically changed. Drastically. And I'm sure yours has as well. Has it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a few different things. It's like, I think that there's a couple things that people deal with during the holidays. It's like there's money issues. If you're in Canada, seasonal depression, weather issues.
No, but not during the holidays,
No?
after the holidays.
Yeah, January. But really the biggest thing is family, right? Like relationships.
Yeah.
I think.
Which is it's ironic because that's what it's supposed to be in a positive way. You get to be with your family and spend time with your family and see all your family.
So let me just tell you even last year from my experience.
Okay.
So we moved to Canada and you hadn't had Christmas with your family for how many years?
5.
5 years. And you were like, I cannot wait. Just have a calm,
quiet
Christmas
with my family.
With my family and only my family.
Psych.
A couple weeks. Was it a month before Christmas? My mom calls me. Okay, Dylan, I am so excited.
We're all coming to Canada.
We're all coming to Canada. And guess what? Gonzalo, which is her partner, he's bringing his family too.
Which we were so happy about.
And I was stoked. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be awesome. We're going to have this crazy, awesome Christmas.
Yeah.
It's going to be all these people. We're going to do all these activities.
And experience and help them experience a Canadian Christmas.
Yeah.
Which was great.
And because my mom, love her to death. She's happy-go-lucky, just,
go with the flow.
Everybody's best friends.
Yeah.
Right. And people listening to this might have experienced drama during the holidays, but it's funny navigating it because everybody comes into town and for the first few days, it's amazing. You're just you miss everyone. My brothers came in town. It's great. And then I noticed after a couple days, little things start getting on your nerves. You start getting annoyed that, oh, my mom does this or my brother does this. Or it's I even noticed at certain points, starting to, God, I feel like a kid again. I'm just behaving differently than I've behaved since I was a teenager with my brothers. And it's you start almost getting pulled back to the person that you used to be sometimes. And it's
or falling into old patterns.
Old drama, getting annoyed when it's Christmas and you shouldn't I love my mom's partner, Gonzalo. He is from Argentina. Okay. And they have a very different culture. And so they love to take their time and enjoy every moment. And in the mornings, they sit around and drink mate together. And it's beautiful. But this one day we had a spa booked at the Nordic Spa, which if you've ever been to Ottawa, Canada, it's the place
you
to go.
have to go.
You have to go.
Especially at Christmas time.
It's this amazing, all these hot and cold plunges and saunas. It's amazing. So we have it booked for the whole family. And it's at 10 a.m. And so we're ready to go 2 hours early. We're our towels are ready. The kids are with grandma. And then we call my mom and I'm like, hey, you guys almost there? We're 10 minutes out. They're like, oh, we haven't left yet. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, at like 9:45, Gonzalo sat down with a coffee and started watching a Christmas movie.
Meanwhile, they're an hour away.
Meanwhile, they're an hour away from
In
the
the
Nordique,
snow.
in the snow. And I'm like,
Not used to driving in the snow.
I'm like, what? Like,
But what do we choose? Just that's their experience. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
They can have
and
their
they're going to
experience.
listen to this and they're going to laugh about it.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's
Said with love.
said with love, of course. But it's like, this is a time where we should be in our bliss. We should be, you know, enjoying the people around us, being grateful for what we have. Because, I mean, chances are, if you're listening to this podcast, you have a very blessed life compared to billions of people on this planet who have a much more difficult life than us. And so it's like, how do we shift our perspective and like make the most of the holidays?
Yeah. And have fun with family. And I guess it kind of comes back to what we talked about on the last episode of having expectations, right? It's so hard when everybody comes to the table at the holidays, whether it's like just at a family dinner or around gifting or around, I don't know, whatever kind of gathering you're having, or if you have people in town staying in your house.
It can be stressful.
It's all varying degrees of like expectations, right?
Right.
If you have people staying in your house or if you're staying in someone else's house, like how do they live normally? It disrupts your whole thing. Some people are just chill. They're like, cool, stay in my house, do your thing. But it's like some people, it's like if you leave something on the counter, it's like they're getting annoyed. Or if you don't wash off the shower when you're done, they're like freaking out. Or, you know, or if you wear your shoes in the house and they ask you not to wear.
I do not wear shoes in the house.
We do not wear shoes in the house. How many times have we had to tell all of our family, please don't wear your shoes in our house, please?
Yeah.
And then they still wear their freaking shoes in the house.
So like what it comes down to is like so I've actually, you know, we had the experience from last year, but it was actually from that experience I decided like, I don't want other people to control my state of mind. Like, I don't want my happiness to be predicated on somebody else's decisions or how they're showing up, because what a slippery slope that is,
Well,
right?
it comes down to like, it's their life.
It's their life.
It's their life. It's their experience. You can do whatever you can. Your intentions are pure to make the experience good for everybody. But at the end of the day, it's their life and it's their experience.
Yeah, I actually read a really good book around that same time. It was by Mel Robbins, Let Them.
Yeah.
And if you've never read it, if you're listening to this, it's a really, really good book. But it kind of changed my perspective. And she was really talking about like
these situations.
Yeah.
Of like not letting somebody else's expectations or
the way they're
view
showing
of
up,
you or
Yeah.
how they're living their life bother you.
Yeah.
It's like, let them live their life and let me live my life and do my thing. And
just loving people where they're at. I think
Yeah.
that's one of the important things. And the thing is what you have in a lot of relationships is that two people are so locked into a pattern that they can't break free of it. And they each have all these expectations for how the other person should show up. And when the other person doesn't fulfill that, they let themselves lose their peace. And it just becomes this spiral, this downward spiral, where each of them are basically using each other as an excuse for why they can't change, why they can't grow, why they can't be happy. And it becomes a codependent relationship in a really negative way. And that's actually what a lot of people are stuck in with their relationships. You know, it's like, I heard this term, a karmic relationship, where it's like, you know, two people are sort of, it's like they both have something to teach each other. And it's like they're constantly in this struggle and they're meant to be teachers for each other. But a lot of people just stay stuck in that struggle rather than learning the lesson.
yeah.
And so that's what a lot of our family is it's these karmic relationships where they're meant to teach us lessons. They're meant to help us grow. But a lot of times we use them as an excuse for why we can't change or why we can't be happy or why we can't be at peace. What I've really tried to do, I'm not perfect at it by any stretch of the imagination, but it's just starting to just love people where they're at. Just accept people where they're at. And it's like when you stop letting someone when you stop making someone the excuse for why you can't be at peace or why you can't be happy, and when you're actually like able to be at peace around that person no matter how they show up, a lot of times it's like they change.
Well, you think about it. What do we want the most from the people that we love? We want to feel accepted. We want to feel accepted exactly where we are, exactly how we are right now. We don't like feeling the pressure from other people of, you should be doing this with your life. you should be here by now. You are not enough. You didn't meet my expectations. It sucks to feel that way. And so it's so easy to have those projections onto other people. Yet when it's coming onto you, you know how it feels. All we all want is to feel loved and accepted exactly who and where we are right now. Yeah. And it's almost like it gives you this gift instead of always trying to get somewhere further by feeling like I'm not enough right now, I'm not where I want to be. Yeah. That's coming from a place of lack, right? It's coming from a place of unworthiness. But when we can fully accept ourselves and those around us for where they are, it allows us to accept fully, and then we're whole, and then we can still move forward. It's not like you're just giving up and saying, oh, well, I am the way I am. This is how I am. Whenever you say that, that is a really good point of reflection for yourself.
Yeah, and I just want to make the distinction here. This isn't toxic relationships and normal family dynamics are totally different.
Yeah.
You know, we should also talk about setting boundaries.
Yeah.
Because that's really important. We've both had to set boundaries as we've grown. Probably you more than I have, because my personality is just naturally more of just like
boundary full.
Yeah. Like I don't take shit. I don't put up with much. Right. Yeah. So that's been for more better of your or for lesson. Worse. I think a lot of women actually have that lesson, because women are so conditioned in our society to be the caregiver, to try to take care of everybody, to sacrifice themselves for others and their own well-being. Maybe you can speak to that more than I can.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of women struggle with being people pleasers because there's just so much societal pressure on us to be everything to everybody all the time. Be the good mom, be the good wife, do the housework, but still make money nowadays, have a good career, but be present and be beautiful all the time, and work out and be fit and be skinny, but not too skinny. But you need muscle, but you need, you know.
And now you need all the, it's just like, look at Instagram. I mean, you need the Botox, you need the this, you need the that, you need all the things, right? Yeah, so much pressure.
You don't need. Right. But it's so easy to fall into those traps of comparing ourselves, especially with social media, because those are all polished, fake, most of the time, filtered, fake highlight reels of people's lives to also feel better about ourselves. And it's okay. Like, of course you're going to share the things that you love. Of course you're going to share, the best picture from your Christmas or your Christmas tree all decorated. Of course you're going to share those moments, right? You're not sharing necessarily the moments of you crying on the bathroom floor. The moments when you accidentally click the camera button, you're like, yes,
with the camera.
Like you're not showing
you're like, oh my God.
But like, does that mean that we don't all have that? 100% we all have that, right?
That happened to me the other day. I'm like, oh, jeez.
But like everybody has that. I mean, but you know what? The people who do post that on social media, they're great. I love those people.
Be more like those people.
Yeah, like show the realness,
I'm married now, so you guys just see what I walk out the door looking like sometimes.
Yeah. But then at the same time, it's like there's self-care. Yeah. And so it's all about the intention of why am I doing what I'm doing? And I feel like during the holiday season, but also all the time.
Everything's magnified.
Everything is magnified, but I think with women, it's like we feel obligated for a lot of things. We feel obligated to show up for every friend. We feel obligated to show up for our kids. If we have kids, we feel obligated to show up for our partner. We feel obligated to, make the food and clean the dishes. I don't know why, but like that's ingrained in me. That at a Christmas dinner, I guess because growing up at our family gatherings, it's like, after dinner, all the women would clean up and the guys would drink their beer.
Yeah.
And
the old German Catholics in Kansas. Yeah. The guys didn't lift a finger.
Right.
And then they'd be like, oh, the turkey's too dry.
Yeah, like F you, dude. I'm sorry, but...
I remember one time... I'm not going to go to this. No.
Can you say it coded?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so I just feel like there is a lot of that pressure. But so like... I don't know. I feel like for me, embodying this version of myself that's like, yes, I love to contribute. Yes, I love to be present. But also, like, if my cup's not full, then I can't be the best version of me. So everyone leave me alone and let me read my book or have a bath or setting that boundary of like, maybe you're invited to so many things and it's overwhelming you. You do not have to say yes.
Yeah.
Some of the best things of your life is because you said no to something that you didn't want to do. And the reason we often feel obligated to say yes is just for everybody else. Oh, I have to show up for this friend or because I said I would 2 months ago and now I'm completely overwhelmed during the holidays and I'm exhausted and I'm drained. And maybe for women, I'm on my cycle and I just want to lay in bed and watch a movie. Girl, do that. Like, you don't have to explain to anybody that you just want to relax for the day because you have your cycle or because you're overwhelmed or because whatever it may be.
Yeah, it's like
you don't have to have a good reason. Yeah. So let's share some of the ways that you could get out of those things.
Yeah, well, it's like, I think that two things can be true, right? So it's like, on the one hand, you can be around your family and work to be at peace no matter how they show up.
Yes.
But you can also set boundaries and be like, this is not how I want to spend my time. This is not uplifting me. This is a toxic relationship. I'm going to select this out of my life. And there's nothing wrong with either of those options. And there's more options as well. There's different balances of different things.
Yeah.
And I think that like setting those boundaries, if you need to set those boundaries, are really, really important.
Yeah. For me, like, I feel like saying no, one way that you could say no is like, thank you so much for the invite. I don't have the capacity for that right now. Or I don't want to overextend myself right now. Or thank you so much for thinking of me, but I'm going to have to decline this time.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even have to explain why.
No.
In my mind all the time, if something's going on and I don't want to go, I feel like I have to come up with like all of these different reasons.
I just tell people no.
I know. I've learned that from you though.
Yeah.
Over our relationship.
I have
because
absolutely no problem.
he is not a people pleaser, you guys. No. He is like, he's like sometimes like a little bit too.
I'm a hermit a little bit.
Well, you're a hermit, but you can be very abrasive with how you confront with people.
Really?
Yeah, because you'll just be like, why are you like that? Like, why do you think you have, like, whatever, Yeah. Like, sometimes you come off as but like, you're not trying to be mean. Mm-hmm. It's just how you are. You're just like, you're very reflective on yourself. So when other people aren't reflective on themselves, you don't understand. You're just like, why don't you just change that then? Like, why are you complaining if you don't like that about your life? Like, why wouldn't you just change it? And they're like, well, because that, blah, 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 and they have all these excuses. And you're just like, I don't get why you're complaining. Like, you have the option to change your life. Like,
I don't want to hear you're complaining until you change it.
Yeah. And you just like walk away. And they're like, geez, Dylan's a dick, But like, you mean it with love, right?
Yeah.
You're just...
Maybe it's just the German coming out in me. Why don't you just change it?
I don't know.
Well, that is not... Yeah.
I think there's a lot of things that come into play there for you, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't have that people pleaser thing.
So I can't talk about this.
But I also I have to like pull you out of your hermit mode too, and like make you
like I said,
socialize.
I was joking before we started this. My bedtime's at like 8:00. It's actually 8:00.
Unless you're watching hockey, yeah, it is.
And it's like 9:45, and I'm like, that's like partying.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, if like for like New Year's, if people are like, oh yeah, like we're.
I don't know the last time I stayed up till midnight.
Since you were with me.
Definitely. Even before that, though, I don't think I did for like a couple years.
Like I've never stayed up till midnight ever. Maybe one time when I was like 12.
Okay, that's kind of sad though.
No, it's not.
See, I told you.
No, it's not.
He does not care.
What's sad is me waking up with 3 hours of sleep being an absolute menace.
It's true, yeah.
Like, I'm a menace if I don't sleep.
He has to sleep. Yeah. So
like 10 hours of sleep.
So let's come away with this.
Okay.
Learn from Dylan to be unapologetic about your boundaries.
Okay, so let me talk about my experience, why I'm like that.
Okay.
It's just, I just feel like nobody wins in a situation where you're in a people-pleasing mindset. Like when you're like, I just feel like it's lose-lose, because if somebody expects something of you and they're like codependent on you showing up for them in a certain way, they're losing, because as long as you keep filling that need for them, they're never going to have to look in the mirror and change, right? And for yourself,
and be dependently happy
exactly,
without the outside circumstance
and
being the way they need it to be happy, like we talked about on the last one.
Yeah, and for yourself, you become more trapped because you are compromising your soul to appease someone else's limitation. So you're affirming their limitation, you're affirming your limitation. So it's literally a lose-lose, and all you're doing is gratifying their ego.
Okay, when you put it like that, I don't see how anyone would come away listening to that and not click that in.
So it's like, for me, it's like, I'm not being a jerk.
Yeah.
I'm not hurting you, and I'm not hurting myself.
Yeah.
Because when you're in that people pleasing, you are hurting them indirectly, and you're hurting yourself. So it's like math.
The math isn't mathing when you're people pleasing.
Yeah. But that's what happens, is like, we have these illusions created by our ego, and it's like we're blinded by it.
Yeah.
You know? And that's throughout human history. I mean, just look at the human condition. It's because people are blinded by beliefs that aren't true, and they let that run their lives. And that's like part of growth, is coming to see the illusion that you were holding and seeing a higher way out of it, right? And choosing a new path. And that's just something I very, very am grateful. Well, I don't know if I was always like that. Like, maybe during my teen years, I was trying to navigate, the peer pressure and
fitting in a little bit.
Fitting in. And then I just realized, like, no matter what I do, people aren't going to be happy. So I'm just going to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're fitting in to a certain degree, like, no matter what you do, you
can't please everyone.
You're still not going to please people. So, like, why not just be fully yourself and not please anybody?
Yeah.
You know? But ironically, when you are fully yourself, you are going to attract to you the people who honor you for who you are, and you're going to have a much better experience of life, and the people around you are going to be much more uplifting. Now, you can't change your family, right?
Yeah. Can't change really anyone.
When you honor your boundaries, like, you can choose to be around your family and be at peace, or you can choose to select out that experience and choose something that's more conductive to, like, your peace of mind, right? It's like choosing peace either way, right?
Right.
And, like, I don't think I was even ready to choose peace and being around people until recently. So
yeah, I feel
I've grown a lot.
Ananda has helped you because you, like, when we were doing events all the time, being out at farmers markets, you almost every single time you were so grumpy when we got there, and you would just be sitting in the back of the tent like this.
I have to talk to people. It's 8 a.m.
And then once you had enough conversations with enough humans,
I'm like, oh, I actually like people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It made you, it would wake you out of this.
Like, it like opened my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you would connect with people, and people would come and tell us crazy stories about our product and how it's changed their life. And then you would be like the happiest person ever.
Well, let's talk about that, because I guess that's like, my journey has almost been a journey of opening the heart.
Yeah.
Because, like, growing up, I was the absurdly happy, like, outgoing kid. Everyone was like, you're too much, like, just chill out, because I was just like so happy, so creative. And I grew up in a very rural, conservative, like, Bible Belt part of the United States.
Yeah.
It's a very different mindset from where a lot of people grew up. And it's like very, like, you are this kind of person, and if you're not that kind of person, like, get ready.
Everyone's judging you.
Yeah.
See, and I grew up in Ottawa.
Yeah.
In, like, Bayshore and Canada, where, like,
diversity,
everything was diverse. Everybody was different.
Yeah.
Everybody believed in different things. And all my friends were completely different. And it was just great. And I grew up with, I feel like, so much acceptance for people.
Yeah. So,
and that was something that we had to kind of, like, I had to teach you, really.
Yeah. When
we got together, was because you just didn't know.
I had no frame of reference. Yeah. So, like, I grew up in this, and I was, like, very different. And so I was bullied a lot and put down a lot from a very young age. And so I learned to close my heart. And it's like, because I learned that relationships weren't safe. I started just becoming more and more withdrawn. And, like, through my teen years, like, I didn't party. I didn't, like, have a lot of friends. I actually, a lot of my friends growing up were, like, the special needs kids, the kids who are, like, the outcasts, the kids who, like, weren't the popular kids, because that's who I related to, because, they had either been, like, they had been kind of, like, pushed to the side. Oh, you're not normal. So, like, I was friends with them. And like then
I
I was
think that's really great though.
yeah, no, like it was amazing.
Yeah.
And so it's like, but then I was homeschooled. And so then I became even more like withdrawn and indrawn to myself. And it like, it started when we got together, where this 10-year process of being safe enough to like open my heart and have relationships. And even like the past year, it's like healing my relationships with men, you know, and like
having friends.
Mm-hmm. And it's been a transformative process of healing that. And Ananda's been a big part of that too. Like talking to people, having that human connection. And I know I sound like I literally just lived in a cave my whole life, which I didn't. But especially for those who are introverts, they could probably relate to this.
Yeah.
You know? And for a lot of my life, it drained me to be around people. But now it's like, I don't see it as something that's draining. I see it's like, what can I give to this interaction? How can I shine my light, be myself, and maybe just even inspire this person? And it's not like you're up here and you're like trying to change everybody, but it's like, how can I just have these human connections, connect with somebody where they're at, and like create something positive out of it? Even if it's like just a guy, we're just talking about hockey, like how can we like create that connection? And like, it doesn't have to be something that drains me, right?
Yeah. It can be something that adds energy to you and them.
Yeah.
Like that's what a lot of social interactions are for me, is I feel like I've always been very a social butterfly in a way, even though I was like super shy kid and very bullied as well when I was younger. But as I like through high school, I feel like I just got very social, and through college I got very social, and I loved connecting with people. I loved hearing people's stories. I loved just sitting in a coffee shop and talking for hours and just like having deep conversations.
You changed a little bit when you got with me, because you like took on my...
Yeah.
It's like through osmosis, we changed each other a little bit.
Yeah. But I also got pregnant, and then I was like puking all the time. So then I was just like, nobody
Moved
talked to me.
countries. You didn't have friends in a lot of the places.
Yeah. Like it was just, I do feel like back to kind of like our holiday topic of a season and in navigating family. For me, one of the things that's helped me so much over the years is I feel like I was always looking for validation from everybody in my family. All my close family, all my distant family, like every time I would see people, every time they would bring up what I was doing, do you even make money doing that? How do you pay the bills?
Laughing behind your back.
Joking, making jokes behind my back around whatever I'm doing, or like things like that. I just felt so bad about myself every single time around interacting with like different family when these things would happen. But it was because I always needed their validation. I didn't feel like I was enough on my own with just accepting I'm doing what I love and what makes me happy and what's growing me right now. And so that's enough for me. It was like I always felt like I needed everyone's approval in order to be enough. Yeah. And so, again, like we said in the beginning of this episode, realizing that that's what we want, how can we also be that for other people? How can we just be the person that's like not judging where someone is in their life, not saying, oh, she should do this and he should be doing that, and I can't believe they're together, and who do you like, how do you know? It's not your life. Like, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors in other people's lives. So it's so easy to have all these opinions about everybody else, but then when people have opinions about our life, it feels like crap. Yeah. So how do we just let go of all of that? And something that's really helped me, like even with my parents and grandparents and siblings and everybody, your family members, like anybody in my life, what's helped me so much is like picturing that person as a child. Like if I'm having an interaction with a family member and I'm like, why are they like that? Like, how could they be so mean? Or, why are they reacting this way? Or why are they so judgmental? Or why are they criticizing me? Or whatever it may be. A lot of the times when I imagine them as a child, and let's say I know who their parents are and how they were treated, and it's like I can kind of create this lineage tree of what they learned and how they learned to be to feel enough, right? Like, what did they get from their parents? Oh, you have to be quiet. You have to, children should be seen and not heard.
Just the trauma some people have been through.
The trauma that people have been to, not knowing who their real parents are, or, and feeling like they weren't chosen, and then,
Oh, gosh.
and then that's brought down
Yeah.
to the next level of family, and then they were really strict, or they were really whatever it may be. They didn't know how to say their emotions.
I remember talking to your Aunt Jane, and she was telling us about like just extended family and like all this history of these things that had happened to people.
Yeah, and it was like mind blowing. It's
And I
like
was just like,
we are so lucky today
Yeah, and
that most people.
and I was just like the generations of trauma that people have
Yeah.
been through. It's like don't judge a person until you've walked a mile in their shoes. Actually, for those Ted Lasso fans, I love, like, it actually changed my life watching that show when he said, "Be curious, not judgmental."
Yeah, I love that. Love that part. And they're playing darts. It's the best scene ever.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and at that time, like, I was pretty judgmental of a lot of people and of myself, and
Yeah.
I slowly started to shift to just be curious.
Yeah. And ask questions and hear people's stories. Like even my grandmother, a couple of times recently when I've got to see her, I'm like asking her about her childhood and asking her about, and she's telling me all these stories that I never would have known. And I'm like, I'm so glad I know these stories. It even gave me perspective of like, man, how would that be for her growing up? Or, and then like, how would that affect my mom? And then how would that affect her? And then, how the way that she is with me. And they can be positive things or they can be challenges that they've had as well. But regardless, it's like every generation we're trying to get a little bit better, right? And the more that you can understand where someone has come from, the less judgmental you are and the more understanding and accepting you are. And that's not to say that you just accept behavior that's not acceptable. You would still have those boundaries of the way that you need to be treated and all of those things. And sometimes having a conversation like that, like sometimes people don't realize they're in those patterns. And when you sit down and you have a conversation of like, you've said these types of things to me and it made me feel like this. And I'm just curious, like why you feel the need to always judge this or whatever it may be, right? And sometimes it's just like, I didn't even realize I was doing that. I didn't even realize I was saying that. I didn't realize it would come off that way to you. Like most people don't want to hurt you. Most people who love you, they're not trying to hurt you. They're in their own pattern and their own psychology that maybe they haven't figured out yet. And sometimes when you can sit down and have those conversations, and maybe you can't always, but for me, I've been able to do that a couple of times with many family members. And it always at least helps improve things a little bit more. And then just like you said about people pleasing, we're both growing in a positive direction instead of just feeding each other's negative patterns, right?
Well, gosh, the thing that made me let go of resentment to my parents was having kids.
Yeah.
And realizing how hard it is. And, I don't know. I had this false idea that like, before having kids, I was going to have everything figured out. Like not everything, but I'm going to have life figured out.
I'm going to be a great parent.
Yeah. Like never going to lose my cool. Or if I do, it's going to be like once,
Yeah.
And then it's like you have kids, and we had, kids unexpectedly, and it comes with a
Pretty
lot.
young.
Pretty young.
Well, young for you for sure.
And you're never ready. And you're doing it on the fly. Nobody gives you a handbook for how to heal your own stuff, not let alone how to, everything changes when you have a kid. Mm-hmm. And so when I got into the midst of it and I realized how imperfect I was, it just, all the resentment, all the, you should have done this, why didn't you do that to my parents? Like, and it's like, it's not like they never annoyed me again, but it's like from anything from childhood, I was just like, we're even, like, it's cool. It's good. We're good. Like knowing what they went through growing up, knowing how they did better, knowing how I'm doing better than my parents. It's like, there's this constant progression. No, not a single person has ever been born with perfect parents.
Yeah.
And so letting go of the expectation that your parent should be perfect or that you as a parent should be perfect. It's like, we're all just doing the best we can. And letting that go was like a huge relief for me, for sure.
Yeah, I do feel like when you're a kid, you grow up looking at your parents as if they're these like gods, right? That are just know everything.
Giants.
Yeah. And
all-knowing people.
have all the answers
Yeah.
for you. And yeah, when you become a parent, it's just like,
Holy.
I'm so young. How am I a parent?
Yeah.
How do I have these little beings I have to take care of?
No.
And
We still are like, are we the adults?
yeah, like
What?
literally we said that the other day. Our little kids are like jumping in the car.
Like,
And
how
we're
do we
like,
have kids.
we have kids. It's so weird.
Like, Sage is almost,
Like we're in charge.
Sage's going to be 8.
What the heck? 8 and 5. Like how is that even possible? It's mind blowing. But that means we've been figuring out for 8 years. For 8 years, we've been figuring out how to be a guide, you know? And that's another thing during the holidays is hard, is kids are home. Kids are home for weeks and weeks.
This summer, we made the mistake of not doing any summer camps. So for 3 months, 2.5 months, during the most busy time of our entire lives, we had the kids with us 24/7.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
But you know what? It's like, again, I look back, even though it was
In
chaos.
retrospect.
Always in retrospect, you're like, oh, I have all
it's
these
perfect.
great
There's nothing
memories.
wrong with it. Yeah. It's like when you have a baby, it's like sleepless nights, puke all over you all the time, like emotional breakdowns on the daily. And then it's like afterwards, you're like, oh, that was great.
Look at how cute they are.
Look how cute they are.
I want
Let's
another
have
one. Yeah. And so I feel like for us during the holidays, my intention for this coming holiday when they're home is that even though it can be chaotic and stressful, I want to have as much fun as a family as possible. I want to go do all the Christmas things. I want to go skating. I want to go tobogganing and just like make memories and try not to be overwhelmed and snappy, you know?
I want to mention, this is kind of coming to me right now, going back to like family judgment and that sort of thing. Like, I want you to ask yourself, if you're listening to this, name one time that judgment and criticism changed someone for the better. Like, honestly.
Because I guess when you're coming at it with that approach, everyone's going to put their walls up.
Right.
It's only when you can create a human connection by allowing someone's walls to come down that you can make a connection that actually makes somebody shift. The only way to do that is to love and accept them where they are. That's when the walls come down. That's when you can have a real human deep connection. And that's when whatever you might share, and it's not going to be you're being this, you're doing this. It's asking the right questions. It's just like with kids. You know, the more that we're like, when we're like, you need to go clean your room and you need to clean up after your stuff. And when we're nagging them, like that's what I remember being like to my mom, you're nagging me all the time. She's like, I'm not nagging you. I'm like, but you are. And now I hear myself doing the same thing, nagging.
Usually when you're on your phone and then they're getting into something.
And then Sage is like, you're bossing me around all the time. And I'm like, I'm not bossing you around.
When we actually listen to ourselves, we do boss around too much.
Right. But it's like when we actually sit down,
present,
look them in the eyes and be like,
wow, you're a human too. You just want to be understood. You just want to be seen.
And they want to have some
autonomy
for their own choices of what they're doing with their life.
Yeah.
And so it's like, how can we create this dynamic of like, okay, guys, here's what we want to get done today. We want to get this house cleaned. How could we make this fun for all of us to work together as a team? And then after we're done, we could go do this fun thing. Like, how can we make it a game? How can we make it a team? And usually when we have shifted in those ways, they go and do a great job.
And they are going to model,
and then they feel even better about themselves after.
And they're going to model your behavior. Like this week, I don't know, it was yesterday actually. Because like sometimes when they're doing stuff, I'll just get really frustrated and be like, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I had a moment where I just like was going to get frustrated, and then I just allowed myself to self-regulate as an adult should.
Yeah. Well,
and
we should, but we didn't learn either. We're just learning now.
Yeah. And it's funny because I had that moment of where I'm self-regulating. I communicate really calmly and I, like talk to them like they're adults, just normal. And then I noticed the rest of the day, like Sage would get really mad at her sister, and then she would just like,
yeah.
Laura, can you please do this? And like, you know, just she's self-regulated after watching me do that. And I'm like, damn it.
Like, is it that freaking simple?
Yeah.
Because
apparently.
We're like yelling, like, I don't know, as a parent, I'm sure every parent can be like, yeah, 100% I've been there. When you're like, can you stop yelling? Or like, the other day, Sage was going,
everybody love each other. You know, the what is it? meme. I like memes.
Oh yeah. You think in memes.
I do think in memes.
But Sage was like, if you don't do this, I'm not gonna get you a Christmas present. And I'm like, Sagey, we don't say that. And then I'm like, she's like, you do that all the time. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I need to change. I need to change how I get them to do things. I can't do that anymore where I'm like,
Yeah.
You can only do this if you clean your room. Like
3 days later, you're on your phone working, and then it's like they do that, and you do the same.
And they're
pattern.
it's just we're never perfect, guys.
And it's like, damn it.
But what we're learning.
But presence is like that secret ingredient for change.
Yeah.
You have to become present, and that's been the hardest thing for me with like YouTube, social media, work, all these things. Pulling on emails, text messages. It's like our attention is constantly being pulled, but it's like the biggest ingredient for true lasting change is presence.
Mm-hmm.
You need to bring your presence because you can't change without making a decision.
And isn't that what the holidays is all about? It's not about the presents. It's about the presence. It really is, though. Yeah. All jokes aside, it really is. And I think that's what we want our kids to come away with. I think that's what my intention would be, seeing family that I do want to see, which is luckily all of my family.
Yeah, for sure.
But not for everybody, and that's okay. Is, how can I create positive present moments where I'm connecting on a deeper level and maybe being more curious than judgmental, asking about somebody's life and having good conversations and coming away with positive memories and connection, and making sure that your cup is filled when you need it to be, and not doing something out of obligation, doing something because it fills you with joy.
For sure. We need to hit up the Nordique again this winter.
Let's go, baby.
Get some spa days in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So from here, let's have a quick chat about the new year, because it's next episode. We're going to be diving deep into becoming this next version of you this year in 2026. Who do you want to be? What do you want to create? And we're going to really have a whole playbook of how to create that. So I'm excited, but start thinking about it, because I think it's like closing out the year. I always like to kind of create space, let go of things I don't need anymore, let go of the things that I'm leaving in 2025, appreciate myself and those around me for the positive things that I did, the things I'm proud of. For me as a kid, always the thing I wanted to hear the most was, I'm so proud of you. So I feel like I like to say that to myself now. It's like, I'm so proud of myself for doing this. I'm so proud of myself for overcoming this. I want to tell my kids what I'm proud of them for, right? I think that as kids, it's like, that's what we want to hear, that our parents are cheering us on, believe in us, and celebrating the little things that they're doing and learning. Like learning boundaries. At school, they're learning boundaries. How freaking cool is that?
Cool. They have meditation breaks at school.
They're
they have a school system.
They have a boundaries song where it's
pretty cute when Aura sings it.
Please stop. I don't like that. I need some space. I'm feeling uncomfortable. It's a boundary. I don't know. That's something like that.
I really like it.
And so now it's they'll say you're not the boss of my body. Please give me some space. I need to have, this is my boundary. And so now I'm using that with them. Guys, I need 5 minutes to finish this email, and then I'm going to come play with you, or then I'm going to whatever. I'm setting a boundary.
Yeah.
And it works. So anyways, what are you leaving behind? What are you setting? What boundaries are you setting? What intentions are you setting? And then let's close out this year with joy and bliss and happiness and accepting ourselves fully. And then let's dive in next episode to creating a great 2026.
Sounds great.
Year of bliss.
Year of bliss.
Yay. See you guys next time. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for listening. If this episode inspired you or made you think of someone, please send it their way. We would love for it to help them too, and it really helps the podcast. Follow along at Ananda Elixirs on social media. We can't wait to connect with you.